shocked.
What?
But that's how these types of interviews
Oh,
would
we'll
end
be at the
on
Chuckle
the
Hut.
However,
In Newark.
we're having something called FreakaCon at the Twin Cities Con, November 2nd, 3rd. I wasn't going to promo this, but it'll be a 30th anniversary Freakazoid at Twin Cities Con.
Ooh.
Paul Dini, Tom Ruger, and myself. So
Wow.
come and
what
enjoy.
we're just saying is I have to get a ticket. I have to fly to the Twin Cities in November.
That's right.
Isn't it going to be cold?
Not in November.
But
Not in
I'm from
November.
Arizona. It's
But he's
cold
in
there
Arizona,
now.
so everywhere is cold.
Everywhere.
It will be slight. There will be a chill in the air, but it won't be.
Oh, that sounds so nice.
Brisk.
All right,
it'll be brisk. Okay, we'll see
right.
what I can do. All right,
all right,
Paul,
everyone.
Thank you, Paul.
Goodbye.
God bless you. We love
See ya.
you. Good night.
Hey.
How do I get out of here?
You're trapped, Paul.
I'll remove you.
You're
from
like
the stage.
you're like Zod in the Pocket universe.
I'm going
Karl
to kick him from the
Spitale.
studio.
Hello.
What's up? I
Welcome
didn't
to the show.
get the memo that was my backdrop I was supposed to have.
No, you wasn't.
We didn't.
Well,
Well, Steven's
you're a
supposed to
guest.
send it to you.
Am I? I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
don't.
you're in charge of all the menial tasks.
What's up, guys?
Carl.
I am the
This is my
auteur.
first time talking to you. 'Cause
Yeah.
we talked on.
Me too. This is my
Yeah.
first time talking to you. Also.
Via text.
Twitter.
DMs. Yes, the Twitter.
Yes, it was. So what
the
story
X verse now.
The story here is that I made a post and Carl said I'm a stand-up comic, and
What
I
was
said,
your post?
I don't even remember.
Actually,
Like
I
mahogany
think it was
or
something.
marble?
I think it was somebody made a post about foul mouth or cussing or something like that.
Oh, right.
And
you
I
said,
said, well, and I was like, yeah. I was like, if you need somebody to come on and talk about that as a Catholic comic. And then he just like linked me to you and was like, talk to him. And I was like, no, I'm saying I am a stand-up comic. And they're like, oh, okay.
That was Patrick Coffin, actually. If you need to talk to a foul-mouthed comic comedian, I'd be happy to do it. And then Patrick's like, Catholic comedy. I think he's the foul-mouthed comic.
They're like they're
I've
best
never
friends.
uttered profanity in my life.
You know what Patrick Coffin is? You know what Patrick Coffin is, Carl?
I've seen some of his stuff, and
he's a nice guy. He's been on the show, and him and Steven are best friends. Steven watches his dog. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
On a regular basis, he dog sits for him.
I mean, we did for like 3 months. He dropped his dog off when he went to Brazil and then Rome. And
anybody that's dog sits, I
That's your
think
best
is a
friend.
good person.
I have 4 of my
Even
own
if- even
dogs,
if it's
and we
Steven.
took
You have
in
a
one
dog?
from. Yeah, I have lots of dogs. I have
No,
a
you don't.
farm. What are you talking about? I have.
I bet they're like I picture Yorkies,
No, I have a
Pomeranians.
I have a collie, so a Lassie
A
dog.
Coton de Tulier. Oh, you have a
I've
border
got-
collie?
Yeah, border collie. I've
Well, that's
got
a farm dog. That's a proper
I've got
farm
a
dog.
standard poodle,
Why?
which is not a farm dog. Well, we got the poodle because I have a daughter who is who like needed a support comfort dog.
Let me tell you something. Excellent choice. They're very smart. They're very loyal. And if you
Second-
don't give them the
second
stupid
best one.
haircut, they're great. You didn't give it the stupid haircut, did you?
No, I don't give it the stupid haircut. But
Good.
there's this. It's the second best type of dog for therapy. The number one is the Cavalier King Charles, but they didn't have any at the store, so
I
I
believe
went and
that.
I got a poodle.
Mhm.
And then we got we have an
Are you
Australian
saying dogs
Shepherd and a
going to
Sheltie.
therapy or as therapy?
as
But you know what?
therapy.
Cows.
Because I'd be like,
Cows give the
I don't want to
best-
know how they found out which dogs are most receptive to therapy.
Well, no, that is those are German
But
Shepherds.
the Chow is the best at acupuncture.
Yeah.
No,
You know,
puncture.
actually, no,
That's puncture. They
Chow-
stab children with their teeth.
No,
Oh,
that's
true.
you're
They're
thinking
mean.
of pit bulls. Pit bulls are the best at acupuncture.
Well, the pit bulls are best at hip hop music.
No, accurate puncture. That's
Acupuncture. Oh, right, because they pit bulls murder more children than any other dog.
I
Yeah.
think they should be eradicated.
you think it is solely the breed and not the owner.
I think
Yeah.
that there's a combination of it, but I've also known that
Combination,
there,
but
right, because you could say the owner definitely has a part to play, and if you don't spend a lot of time training, you'd have to spend a lot of time training it
But
out.
there
of
are
a
all
pit
these
bull.
like yuppie white people are like, "Oh, my sweet baby would never hurt anyone," and,
And
it's
then
like eating a toddler.
one day it turns around and it.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
thing is, like,
the temperament is in the breed. They were bred for that.
right. They were bred for that, but at the same, so if you have
the ownership exacerbates it.
Right. So what you have is you have owners who don't know how to own dogs, who are taking care of dogs who are dangerous, and so rather than the owner taking the time out to do nice things and to treat the dog properly, so the dog knows how and not how to act around people.
No, but that's us wanting to domesticate it, right? One could really argue that the people who train them to fight and all that are actually know exactly what they're for, right?
Well,
like you could argue that they're actually doing it right in the sense that, like, no, these dogs are meant for this.
They're bred for that specific.
Yeah, so you're just like, no, you can put them in tutus and dresses and they look cute and stuff.
Different breeds have different characteristics that are hardwired into them.
Right.
Like, you're just not training them right. Like, no, lady, you're not training it right because it is a killer dog.
If you want to take a killer dog and make it not a killer dog, you have to spend a lot of time training it. It just takes.
Can't do it. It'll still snap at the wrong provocation. It'll still snap. You can't do it, Steven.
Well, I'm saying that you have to be a good trainer in order to get that out.
So
it's not going to happen. You can't train
honest question.
Nature
do you think you can unwolf a wolf?
No, I couldn't, but I know people could.
Nobody can.
No, nobody can.
I know.
God made them to be wolves.
Look, Stephen. I will give you 3 words that disprove your contention: Siegfried and Roy.
Oh yeah, no, that was. They try to untiger.
Dude, they lived with them. Now those are cats and not dogs. So
yeah.
But I will say, come on, there's not a better example of a.
Look, I'm saying that. If you want to try to get a pit bull to not be evil, you have to work really hard with them.
Right, but we've never even seen the pit bull version of Siegfried and Roy. Like, you've never seen somebody doing like, dude, you gotta see Smoke, my red-nosed pit bull, because he rides a unicycle and we do magic tricks. You've never seen it. So there is no level of that training because even what's his name, the dog whisperer they used to have.
That guy,
and Caesar, he would like hit Caesar Milan. He would like hit him in the neck. He'd be like, right? Even him, you'd be like, what's after this? Is it circus? Is it astronaut dog? What is it?
I would totally go see a pit bull riding a unicycle.
Well, so you're the same guy as like the bear and the unicycle.
Who wouldn't want to see a bear riding a unicycle? Come on.
The people who don't like circuses anymore because they've seen it snap. Because how you got to get that bear to ride a unicycle? It ain't nature.
Even elephants. The elephants will freak out on occasion and stomp people and swat them with their trunk.
I'm not saying that it's smart. I'm not saying
and it has a way more mellow temperament than a pit bull. Nobody's been breeding elephants to attack for generations, but they have been with pit bulls.
If someone came to me, or if someone's like, "Hey, there is a pit bull riding a unicycle down the street right now," I would of course go see that.
I would get the hell out of there. I would say, I'm not going near that. It's going to get pissed off that it's on the unicycle and kill somebody.
Not in Chris's utopia. They don't exist. In Chris's world, they're eradicated. So if you show him a pit bull riding a unicycle, he'd be like, all right, I need to see that dog's papers because
I would think
how did he get in Christopher's land?
The same way they put Grand Moff Tarkin back in Star Wars. That's where that came
my
from.
big point that I'm trying to make here is that the biggest problem with the pit bulls is that they are trained. They are like basically trained killers or bred killers.
They are
and you stick them
very much so trained killers,
right? And then the people who are buying them are like are these 100-pound soaking wet women who can't like if the dog pulled it sometimes it's like men
they're the direct opposite of that.
Yeah, but a lot of times it is the exact equivalent of going, hey, me and my wife have a daughter and a young baby boy, and we would like to buy a Navy SEAL to sleep with it at night.
Yeah, right. No, that is
except
like,
he's been discharged and he has a drinking problem. You're like,
wait,
what?
These white
nobody
women,
in their mind would do that, right? But they were like,
it's these white liberal women that want to fix everybody. They can't find a man to fix, so they get the dog. I can fix it. It wasn't raised right.
Well, you can fix it, but you can't fix it.
You can't. Oh, that was a good pun, Steven. Did you hurt yourself?
No, I was
Oh
fine
boy,
with it.
it hurt me a little bit.
Ah, I'm glad.
So what's up, guys? How did you guys come about? How did you guys start?
How did we come about? Oh, please, we don't want to know.
So
Go ahead.
Years ago, I started my Catholic comedy thing, and then there was a
Which had
radio.
nothing to do with being Catholic or comedy.
I'm not a
I'm
comedian. I'm
convinced
just
still
kind of
doesn't.
there. Yeah, but so I
You were just
started.
a fan of comedy then?
Yeah.
You say?
It's just what I want to do is get more people to be into comedy, and so that's kind of the thing that I do is like try to know people who are funny. And somehow I met Chris because
No,
he was
you know
looking.
exactly how you met me. I made the mistake of reaching out to you
He
Now
did.
it's a mistake.
because I was looking for. I used to work for like an actual Catholic radio network,
Yes.
and I was looking for like creative Catholics that weren't just
Oh man.
apologists. And I was sick of I was like, I want people that write, that do art, that are comedians, actors, musicians. So I saw
He
this
thought
guy.
I might have been a comedian, and I
I
wasn't.
thought he was supposed to be a comedian.
Yeah, no.
But I learned real fast this was not the case. So we
No,
spent about
he just
2
had like
years.
a Jim Gaffigan fan page.
Not
Oh,
Jim
boy.
Gaff. No, but
boy.
so then so I
So I
was
had
on
him
his
on my
show,
show, and
and then
within 2
he
minutes, I was like, "This is one of the least funny people I've ever talked to in my life." And so I finally asked him, and he goes, "Oh no, I'm not a comedian. Oh, what the hell? What you call yourself Catholic comedy?" And he's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'm just trying to bring joy to the world, or whatever, like kind of gay nonsense," he said. And so we spent a couple years just harassing him on the show, and then we lost touch for a little while. I don't know how.
you pretended like you didn't know who I was for over a year.
No, that doesn't sound like me.
I would text him and he'd say, "Who is this?" And then I would say, "It's Steven." And he's like, "I don't know any Steven." And it's like, "Is this Chris? Who's Chris?" Like I have my own social anxiety about texting people, so this
No,
was like
I have
my
no memory
worst
of this.
nightmare. Like, because
No.
I thought that I was texting someone and that it was legitimately a wrong number. And so every time I went to say something, I was terrified that it was the wrong person. And he kept it up for over a year.
No, I don't think that was me.
It was 100%.
No,
I
I
still
have
have
no
the
memory of
messages.
That's actually funny.
I don't have any memory of that. So
Anyway,
eventually, I started a new show, and I don't know why. I had him on again as a guest,
he did.
and he was just as bad as before. But I said,
Reluctantly.
I need a co-host on this. Maybe he'll do it, and then here we are.
He said,
needed a
I need
co-host that
somebody
wasn't gonna-
really dry.
Someone who's
Yeah,
not
oh,
going
yeah.
to outshine him is what he was looking for. And
But you do.
unfortunately, my head is
No, I
so
knew you were going to say
shiny.
that. Oh boy, I knew he was
I
going to
was
say
going
that.
for it. One of us had to. It was going to be the thing.
And where exactly? So you said you did Catholic radio. Where were you based at?
It was.
Where are you based at now?
I'm in Texas, sweating to death.
Oh, I'm in Los Angeles. So,
but I'm from Long Island.
I'll be in Los Angeles in 2 weeks. I'm doing
Nice.
a show at the Apollo.
You are not.
No, I'm not. I'm going to take my kids to Disneyland.
That would be hilarious if you actually did.
I was
that.
just there
I
on
would want
Tuesday.
to.
Actually, that's my
the
first
Apollo?
time going.
Were you performing or were you?
I am a paid regular at Chocolate Sundays in Los
How
Angeles.
long have you been doing stand up?
In LA, 12 years.
Just in general.
Probably about 14.
Oh, okay. So you're in it.
I started in 2011, and I stopped playing football, and I went into comedy.
You were in the
look like a
NFL.
football player.
I attempted to be. I was cut from every pro team I was ever on.
Oh.
every team I was a part of professionally, I was cut from. So I didn't
Are you
get to
from
stick
California?
around. No, I'm from Florida. I was born in South Florida.
Florida.
So did you start stand up there? Where did you
I started stand up in
getting
Florida, and my parents are from New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What part?
And
that's
my dad is from more Western New York. My dad is from Jamestown, outside of Buffalo.
Okay.
And then my mom is from Peekskill.
Oh, okay.
What?
Okay.
I don't know.
My mom's from Peekskill, where that's where Mel Gibson's from.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief, he's not actually Australian. He's from Peekskill. So yeah, it's funny you say the Apollo. I was like, I've actually been. That's in Harlem. For those at home, not getting the joke. But I actually am a paid regular on the largest, most popular black urban show in Los Angeles. It's called Chocolate Sundays. It's the Laugh Factory,
Really?
and I'm one of the few whites that
We should have had
graces
Paul
that
stick around.
stage.
I'm pretty sure. I think that
Huh.
that Paul started doing stand up.
Yeah, you just missed
In
the
Black
great
Rooms?
Paul Rugg.
Paul Rugg. He was the writer for Animaniacs and Freakazoid. He did the voice of Freakazoid. Close
When he was
personal friend.
talking, I heard it, and so like I'm
Yeah.
a voice guy, so I was like, I didn't want to be like. And then he said the Freakacon thing,
yeah.
which
Yeah.
sounded like a Diddy party, but I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
No.
I was like, it is definitely. I was like, oh, Freakazoid.
Do you
Like
know about
immediately, I was like,
these furry conventions that Steven goes to? It's
No,
called
it wasn't.
Degenerate Con.
No, it was
He had to
DevCon.
take a week off of the show. He's like, I'm
Developer
going to
conference. It was
Degenerate Con.
no,
And then he was telling me
developer
about his
DevCon.
furry costume because I don't know
No,
anything
I
about
don't
this
have
stuff.
a furry costume.
And he
it
said,
is.
"Yeah, I got like
First
a
of all,
whole
it's a
hydration
disgusting thing. I
system."
don't know where it came from. I don't know where this trend came from.
Oh,
This
I know
whole
where it
thing.
came from.
It's
I
weird.
could,
Of
I
Um,
can
course,
tell you.
Steven knows. He knows the whole history of it.
I
Are
know
you
because
guys-
I was on the internet back in the early 2000s when it started.
He was in the chat group in the message boards.
I do like
was
to
in
shout
message
out.
boards. I'm not a fan.
Stephen, I imagine
You're a
that
professional.
you, as a fan of comedy,
Mhm.
are you also like, ooh, I know what comic said that, and kind of like a databasey nerd in your head about it?
Probably not.
Because
No, I'm
because
terrible with names.
I can like, if I hear a bit or if I hear like a premise, I go, oh, that reminds me of so and so's joke, and
That
like
I do that
I'm
sometimes.
such
If I
a
can remember.
like before I was a stand-up, I was such a fan of comedy. Like I just grew up
Who are your
being a fan
favorite?
of comedy. But I was just thinking right now, the furry convention and all that. Are you guys fans of Sebastian Maniscalco?
We were just talking about him.
Yeah, we were talking about him. I
We
was
were
going to
literally
try to
just
get him
talking
on the
about him
show.
at the
Because
start of the show.
he has an old bit from one of his specials about, he goes, it's crazy now because you see these people, they used to be in a neighborhood,
That's pretty good.
nobody knew about it. They dressed like a baby. They stayed in the basement. That
Yeah.
was it. Now they get on the Google. I like to dress like a baby. Typing in 800 people at the Hilton dressed like a baby on a Saturday.
You ever?
I
And
remember that bit.
it
That's a good
really makes me think of like, when the fuck did this come from? Is it literally just
Whoop.
because the internet is this degenerate connection where it's just like, I also
It
do
is.
that fucked up
It's
shit.
the
Oh, my
pipeline
bad.
for all that stuff.
We're going to
That's
have
what
to
it
do
is.
some censoring. We're recording
Yeah,
this
it is.
because we knew that would happen. So
Yeah,
this isn't
but
live.
I'm just saying, like, is that where this comes from? Are these people?
Listen,
I
everybody.
also like
I
to
could-
do that.
I will tell you exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
So
Well,
the
Steven, how
something,
did you find your furry brethren?
the Something Awful forums was a forum, and I think it still operates
I know
today.
what
but
something
it was.
awful was.
So the owner of that is the guy named Lotax, and so he would go around giving speeches at colleges because he's a successful businessman, because he put together this message board, a paid message board. Anyway, so he would give this speech. We would talk about if
About
you
furries?
had. Well, it gets to something like that.
He
But
gave a speech at
let's say
your
that
convention.
not my no. If you
Well, it's not
had
your
this,
convention, the one you attend.
no, just let me finish the thought. If you had some kind of proclivity for taking a parrot, dipping it in caramel, and shoving it places, you would
Hey.
rightfully not tell anybody about it, because you would think it's weird. Anyone that you tried to talk about it would also think that it's weird. But because of the internet, now you go on there and you find that there are whole groups of people who like to dip parrots in caramel, and
That's like,
I thought it
what
was
happened. It's
chocolate.
just these message boards that then are these message boards that
yeah,
people
there's
would get
like
on.
connectivity. Like they go like, oh, it's so great, isn't it great? The internet, now we can connect to people all over
Yeah,
the
no,
world, and go,
it's
yeah, but they shouldn't be connected to,
right.
right? It's one of those things. It's just like, I believe in everyone having freedom, but I also believe in, like, freedom is discipline, right? Comes from that,
Virtues,
which I
the
lack
virtues.
myself a lot. But
It's the virtues that people need
after
to
a while,
have.
because too much of something is terrible, right? So
Yeah.
too much of anything is bad, and too much of, and then so nobody tells them no, right? Nobody, and then it's just I feel like the internet is just the yes man. That people,
Mhm.
if they didn't have friends, that's the
But-
yes man that they wouldn't like, because you wouldn't hang around that person, right? If you had anorexia and you were just like, I'm fat, and then people are like, totally,
But
you're
Bo,
super
Bo,
fat.
Bo
Like,
Burnham, Bo Burnham's song "Welcome to the Internet." It goes over a lot of these
what year
different
was
things.
that?
That was 2021.
2000. Oh man. And that's it. That's another guy who, like, he came from the internet and then became a
Yeah.
household like stand-up name. But he does everything to the gesture, to the T. He writes everything out. Every lighting cue, every sound, every gesture he does on
You know,
stage is actually written out.
you know who
Kind of
got really
Carlin did that too.
You know who got really big without any like help from Hollywood specials or whatever? Back in like the early 2000s, Russell Peters was like everywhere,
Yeah,
but he
nobody knows
wasn't
who he is in America.
right. But like he was, I
But
remember
he was
I
so
watched all of
famous
his
in
YouTube.
Canada and the UK.
Yeah, I watched all of his YouTube, all the stuff that he put up on YouTube and everything,
Why?
all the different because he's hilarious. He's a hilarious comedian. He's
Oh, you're
not
saying why did he watch it, or why didn't he
Yeah.
blow up? I don't
Why
know.
did you watch it all?
because so I worked at ASU, Arizona State University, and I worked with a number of people from India, and they all loved him. And so whenever we had a spare moment, they'd pull up one of like his BBC special or something like that, and we'd watch it in a classroom, and it was great. It was hilarious. It's not Catholic friendly. It's not, but so just keep that in mind. But he's got a real great way of like he's fantastic with accents. He can do any accent that you toss one out there, and he's like he can do the accent, and he
Almost
does. Well, I don't know which ones he couldn't do, but I'm just any ones that like you heard of. He did a really good job of
very
like the
nice,
acting.
very nice, very accent. Very good, very good.
I think that's
Very,
that's the mark of peak genius in stand up is if you can do accents. If you can't do accents,
I
what are
can
you
do
even
all
doing?
of them.
What are you even doing?
All of them.
All of them.
These
There's
guys that
like
get
I
up there,
have
they
like
can't even
four
do
different. I have
accents.
like four different Indian guys.
It's like, boo, get off.
Because there is very, hold on, sir, please. If you tell me, I will tell you. There is like this very motherfucker. And there is also very, very much so. He's very inquisitive, very, very. And also, welcome back to Who Wants to Play Millionaire? There is very game show type, very rupee, 30,000 rupee guy. There's not
This is the
English
problem with
accent.
Richard Pryor. There's not
I
enough
had
accents.
I've had issues with like mostly
Imagine how great he could have
European
been. Now he was pretty good, but if he could have
Richard
done like
Pryor.
a Pakistani, he'd be
Richard
a whole
Pryor
other
did a
level.
couple of voices. Richard Pryor is actually the
Bob Hope,
reason that
no
every
accent.
single black comic does their quote unquote white guy voice. Every one of them is doing a Richard Pryor impression of a white guy.
Yeah, Eddie was the first one to do impressions of Richard Pryor for a lot of things. But yeah,
Yeah, but I just
followed on from
specifically
there.
when he'd be like, "Whoa, hey, how's it going?" Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
Eddie
I'll
does the
tell
same
it.
thing. Even
That's a
Chappelle did it.
Pryor. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Pryor. So they all hack him.
Mhm.
There's never been, and that's actually something that like bothers me when it comes to either white comics or black comics, right? Like, because white comics, they'll do a black guy voice, and it's the same black guy voice. Like he's like, "Yeah, sup, man." It's like not all black dudes don't talk like, it's regional, right? Like do a Louisville black guy, and you're like, "Well, I don't know how that sounds." I'm like, exactly, so don't do it, right? Or like
Probably
they're
sounds the same.
very, huh?
Probably sounds the same.
Oh.
Nah, because there's country shifts. Like I grew up in Florida, right?
Yeah.
There's a fundamental difference between Florida black dudes and New York black dudes, right? It's like New York is they talk like this, right? Yo,
Yeah, yeah.
son. Yo, New York. Yo,
It's
fuck out.
Ghostface.
You know what I'm talking about? Get out of here. Get out of my face, son. You heard? Right? Down south ain't like that. It's straight like that. You know what I'm talking about? Everything go like this. It might be fast. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody might be saying like something like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Play for Atlanta Falcons. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Miami Dolphins, all them things. You know what I'm talking about? For real, straight like that. So it's like regionally, it depends. And then California, right? California black dude will pronounce his R's, over pronunciate them, right? Like hard. Yeah, cuz. And we going shopping at the mall, getting them cars. Hard.
And then
Like
of course
that.
British black men
Yeah,
sound
this is
just
like a London, like, hey, what you doing, bruv? We talk like this, like, I used to go and spit deep. It's like this. No, bruv, what you doing? On your mans in them, yeah? That's how they talk like that.
I get you are very good at accents, sir.
Mm.
Very
Yeah.
good.
And that's the thing. We're putting a cap on accents, really. People aren't doing them anymore.
Oh,
We're not
there
gonna
he is.
we're not bringing them out. We're not gonna do them. We're making executive orders on accents. If you have an accent after 35 years of being here, you're deported. No more accents. There's Duolingo, there's Rosetta Stone. Lose your accent. No more accents. That's a rule.
Do
New
you
rule.
do that on stage in California?
I
Do
do
you do
that
Trump?
joke. I don't do Trump. I kind of stopped doing because it's like annoys me and
Oh, I was gonna
everybody
say,
else
what's the
does it.
reaction?
Well, the reactions, I have a lot of jokes. I mean, I have non-family safe jokes that
Yeah.
you can watch, but I mean, I've done jokes at the Laugh Factory about transgender stuff, like in front of an LA crowd, and they're like, "Oh," I go, "Oh, really?" Right? Like I would literally go at them to be like, "Oh, am I not supposed to touch these social taboos that are disgusting?" Like,
Is the tide turning now? Is it becoming less dominated by pure liberal comics out there?
yes and
I don't know what
no.
your
Yes and
perspective
no.
is,
Like
but
it's the um like now it's so funny that when I first moved to LA, I would say like I'm like a classic liberal. Like I'd be like, hey, everybody loves everybody, and like I wasn't even into a little conspiracy theorist, but not necessarily politics. I never
yeah,
liked
yeah.
Bush, right? I was in high school when 9/11 happened, so
Mm,
like it really like shaped me on like I don't like the government sort of thing. And I'll just tell you, like when I first started comedy, I was essentially like I lost my faith. I was essentially an atheist.
mm,
Um, I was I did comedy for almost a decade before I like found faith again. I would say maybe
mm,
8 years. So and going back, starting back and like going to mass by myself and like I just started being like the things I attack are on this. And then like during COVID was like the worst of it. That's when I like lost all my following. I don't have like accounts anymore. That's why I have like no followers.
mm,
Because I'm very much I was anti-government. I was so against the government saying that they were closing places of worship. I was so against the government telling you that Target could be open, but your mom and pop store can't
mm,
be,
Mhm.
and I just it was more combative and divisive and bad amongst the comedy scene. Joe Rogan left, went to Austin, and it was like very dried up. So like the only people left were people going, yeah, and all those right wingers and stuff, they moved to Austin. So like the only thing that was left was like a cesspool of like mediocrity and below. And
mm,
nobody wanted to compete. So they participated in cancel culture. It's like
mm,
anybody who said anything, who did, and then after COVID and stuff, like I made fun of everybody because I was like, you guys are ridiculous. I made fun of Trump essentially doing socialism instead of opening everything up. Like
mhm,
and a part of it is like the Florida in me too. I'm like, like I live in LA, but my home state is open, and I'm like, what are we doing here, right? All the politicians are vacationing in Florida. I'm like, open the schools, right? um, but so like I was, in that part of my life, I'm looking at all this. I go, this is. So I think I was like really clamoring for authenticity and going back, and like people would, in finding my faith again, because like I grew up, Irish Italian, so like
mm,
I grew up Catholic, and then I was about 13 when I was like, nah. And then most of my playing football, even with like Fellowship of Christian Athletes and like all the essentially Jesus that is thrown in your face from like Baptist athletes and things like that. I
mm,
was still like rejecting it. at the time, even though like maybe like I thought I was smarter or too cool or whatever I thought. And I my comedy was like always the same though. It was still like, and I wasn't mawkish in the sense that I never like a lot of my friends, you know, were still religious or things like that. So I never, but I would be like, come on. And then and finding my faith again, going to mass again, and just doing everything on my own, and like how I approached comedy and how I like looked at everything that's going on. I'm like, you guys are you out of your minds? Now I'm like going hard. And the stuff that I didn't speak up before, being in because I'm also a SAG actor, right? So like my biggest thing in Hollywood during the pandemic was the fact that we weren't allowed on set in 2021, but we were in 2020. Like the height of the pandemic, when it was nobody knows what's going on, we were on set. We were doing commercials and we were doing right. Then they rolled the vaccine out and then told me I had to get this or I couldn't work. And that's where I was like, what are we talking about? I just did this for 6 months. So me being vocal and adamant about that, I was getting, people writing on my Instagram. Like, I don't have my Instagram anymore. I had thousands of followers. It's gone. I don't have my Twitter, any of that anymore. It's gone. And that's because I was calling out SAG. I was calling out this industry. I was calling out comedy clubs, Comedy Store, Laugh Factory, anybody who was telling me I needed to see my papers before I went in somewhere. I was adamantly against that. So people are just, probably turned off by the fact that like, all you talk about is us being, and is us not having freedoms anymore. I go, yeah, it got to that point. And so basically I'm just building myself back up again, just being way more silly and getting back
And you
to that.
start
And not,
here, of all places.
well, it just so happens that, when that came across, and then I was just like, you know what? Let me see what's going on in this side of
Well,
Twitter, because I am on the other side of Twitter. I mean, I tour and do shows with Gavin McInnes. I do like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, like we have Antifa protesting shows of ours
Oh
because, like, I don't know if you ever had Antifa protest a comedy show, but it's ridiculous. They're
No.
outside with bullhorns. They're like, you're fascists. And they're like, fascists? Telling fart jokes.
Do they still
that
exist? Are they
is-
still around?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
fart
dude.
jokes have never
And
died.
they will
They're just
show. It's so annoying, dude. It's so annoying. If you can go on my Instagram, I actually have one posted. But
I thought they were. I
the
thought they were done.
show in April that we had was the last one that
Wow.
they protested.
And that's in California. They're still out there.
Yeah, it's in LA. You can go to Seattle. You can go to in Portland, and
Portland, I
any of
believe.
these like major blue cities where it's like predominantly blue. You're gonna find a bunch of no job having rich kids that are gonna protest something that have nothing. They have nothing to do other than that. And it's like that's a sad thing too. And I say this all the time. It's crazy that like I moved here essentially an atheist, and then got back into being I don't know what I
The
keep
last place
calling
you
it,
would
a
think that would happen.
reformed. Right, exactly. Well, that's what like people say, like of all places that happen in Los Angeles. I mean, well, it's the city of angels, right? And there are literally you can drive on the 405 or any one of these freeways at night, and there'll be like a crucifix shining on like a mountaintop,
Wow.
or like, and you'll go, come on now.
It's a battleground. It's what it is.
Where
Dude,
sin
and that's
aboundeth,
what I'm
grace
telling people.
aboundeth more.
It is the most like spiritually inept place in some parts, and then is some parts have the most. God, I can't explain it. It's like you're like
Well, it's like
God is here,
you
and
think
so
like
you'll feel like a real spiritual warfare walking around the city.
Well,
I believe it.
like
That
you
makes
talk about
sense.
like churches in like Africa, right? Where like the government's like, yeah, we're gonna
That's
kill
racist.
everyone,
No.
like because
Nope.
there are definitely some instances of a government in a country just saying no, Catholics shouldn't be allowed here, and then like they let the gangs or whatever just do, and those are the most faith-filled
Well, because
people on
it's
the planet.
Africa, they're all in gangs.
I'm
Yeah,
saying that they're
but they do have
Ghana.
those.
Is
They
it
Is that
are,
Ghana?
why,
yeah.
Stephen? Is that why?
No, it's
Because
because they have
Africans are all in
gang.
gangs.
No, because it's
Again with
gonna.
this? Every
Is it
time.
gonna?
I tell you.
Oh,
They
help
use
me out
child
here.
Can't do
soldiers. They use child soldiers. They have civil
Yeah,
wars all the
give them the
time. They sell their own
professional
people for
dignity they
guns.
deserve. They're child soldiers, Steven, not gangs.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Have some
Yeah, they're not.
respect.
On that note, on
Right.
that note, we actually I have to wrap up here.
Oh yeah, we do need to
Unfortunately.
wrap up. We'll have to have you
Well,
back because it was just
yeah.
getting interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to-
So listen, whenever you guys want to chat, I'll drop in. I got some stuff going on. I got to do next week. Actually, next week I'm burying my father. So
Oh
Oh.
no. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
flying to Virginia. He is being buried at Arlington National Cemetery.
Oh wow.
So
Well, condolences.
it's
Sorry to hear that.
not available next Thursday.
No, I can imagine. I mean, you could probably Skype in from the wake, but that might be a little awkward.
Yeah. So
But it would
but
be
no,
very
you
Irish.
guys, yeah. I know. I'm only half Irish, so I'll probably half-ass it anyways.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'd love to
we'll-
tell you guys more about the
We'll work it out.
spiritual
Yeah, we wanna
warfare
hear
that
it.
is in Los Angeles and the City of Angels.
We
I
didn't.
got a new rosary that I feel is like my sword out here.
Oh,
I
nice.
just got it. I
Very
just
good.
got it in the mail. It's fucking Italian wood and stuff. Oh, it's so
There
nice.
you go. The real stuff. That's great. Yeah, keep it
a
close.
good chat though. I'm about
Definitely.
to go eat some. I'm about to go eat some food and appreciate
Enjoy
you
the
guys
food.
having me. And
We'll definitely have you
I'll
back.
definitely
Thanks-
share
thanks for-
more and in the future. You guys want to chat?
Definitely. Yeah, we definitely want to have you. Thanks, Carl. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate
man,
all that.
appreciate
We
you
want to
guys.
hear a lot more.
For sure.
All right.
Steven's got to go milk his cow. It's not a euphemism. Oh, he's gone. Well, that was Karl Spitale, everyone. And
All right.
now it's time for the cow. Bring on the cow, Steven.
I'm gonna go too.
Steven is now going to milk his cow live on the show for the first time ever. We're very
not-
excited.
Not
He has
gonna happen.
guaranteed me, assured me that the cow would be ready to go, just practically spurting it out on her own. And so we're gonna let's take a look at this fantastic piece of. It's natural, it's nature. Steven, the cow, we're ready.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, we're not doing the cow.
No, we're not doing the cow. I have to
Well,
go.
next time we'll have
but-
the cow. The cow is camera shy right now.
Cow is
Well,
camera
thank
shy.
you to our guests, Paul Rugg and Carl, and to
Tali.
Steven, as always. I know.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.